here! It's here! It Starts With Us is in this bag. Wow, here it is. Today is publication day for It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, and listen, I know that everyone loves her, but everyone loves her for a reason, okay? I'm so excited to start reading this, so we're gonna do a vlog today of It Starts With Us reading vlog. Probably gonna try to finish this all in one sitting. It's just under 300 pages, and I know that it's gonna be a super quick and easy read, so let's just go ahead and get started. Before I start reading, I just did it upside down! I suck. Okay, I'm actually gonna start reading now. Chapter 1, Atlas. Okay. I moved to my bed because it's comfortable here. I need to change the angle. Here we go, so you can see me a little bit better, so I'm not backlit. Maybe. Stay. Okay, so I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. I'm on page 34. I wanna see how many pages I can get read in the 5-minute timer. So we're starting with a full page, not the beginning of a chapter. I'm thinking it'll probably take me about a minute per page, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm thinking I'll probably be on page 38 when I'm finished, but we'll see. So let's go. Okay, timer's over. 5 minutes. I read from 34 to 40, so 34. So fully 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 7 pages in 5 minutes. So that means that I can read 14 pages in 10 minutes. 14 pages in 10 minutes, so 14 times 6 is 84, and there are 320 pages, so 320 divided by, well, 320 minus 40 divided by 84 is 3.3, so it'll take me about 3.5 hours to finish this book. It's 1:44 right now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so almost 5 o'clock. I'll be finished with this book around 5-ish if I don't do anything else to interrupt me. So stay tuned, I guess. I'll keep updating you as time goes on. Okay, update. I am on page 108. It is 2:45. I have a pile of clothes on the floor right here that need to be put away, and I can't read while I'm putting the clothes away. These are from yesterday. They're clean. I took them out of the dryer last night, but I just need to put them away, and then I also need to make up the bed. So I wanted to go ahead and do that. Just a couple of chores that I need to get done before I can finish reading. It's seriously flying by, but I wanted to just take a minute to clean, tidy up a little bit because I keep thinking about how gross my house is, and when it's not gross anymore, I will be able to enjoy the book a little bit more. So taking a brief intermission, but I'll be back to reading in just a few. Okay, laundry is put away, my bed is made. For some reason it's super blue down here. Hopefully it will adjust in a minute to a little bit warmer. Picking off where we left off at page 108. Let's go, my friends. Intermission to start cooking dinner. We're having spaghetti and meatballs, so I've started the sauce because obviously the longer it sits the better, and I started to boil some water. You can see it is going to boil in a moment. I don't know if you can see. There you go, there's the details. But I am on page 163, chapter 18, 320, half of that is 160, so we are 50% of the way through the book. But I'm just waiting on the water to boil, so I'm gonna stand here and read while I do that. Okay, here's an update. I'm on page 172, so I've only read 10 pages since the last time I updated you. But my husband came home and we ate dinner, so that's why. So we're going back to it. I have officially finished It Ends With Us, and I kind of just wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the book. So first of all, this is a sequel to It Ends With Us, also by Colleen Hoover, and while yes, I do think you should read It Ends With Us first to get the full effect, I think I read it, it was either the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021, so it's been almost 2 years since I read it for the first time, and I haven't reread it, and I was worried that there were going to be parts of this book that were confusing to me, or that felt like I don't know, I just felt like I was gonna miss some things, but I do feel like there were references to the first book, obviously, that I felt like I understood really well. So I feel like if you read this book, you don't have to like reread It Ends With Us like right before you read this. I feel like it made complete sense, the timelines were perfect, and I feel like it was consistent with the first book. But again, it's been a year and a half since, it's been over a year and a half, it's been almost 2 years since I read it. But again, I don't feel like you needed to have read It Ends With Us like yesterday to understand this book, which I really appreciate. I do think you should read It Ends With Us first, not just because it's a great book, but because it'll make this make more sense. But like, if you don't remember parts of it, it does a really good job of explaining like important key pieces in it. So I really appreciated that. But something that I wasn't really sure how she was going to continue the story of Lily and Atlas. If you guys have read the first book, you know that Lily had a relationship with Atlas when she was a teenager, and they reconnect as adults, and this is their story. This is their story. It picks up right after It Ends With Us ends. Curious about how they were going to navigate their relationship, because typically when you have books like this, it's people who are kind of fighting their feelings for each other, or you know, like you see the playing out of their relationship, when at the very beginning of this book you know that Lily and Atlas are going to be together, because that's the premise of the book. That's what we wanted, was Lily and Atlas together. So I was curious how it was going to play out, but I think it does a great job of describing her healing, her becoming independent and standing up for herself. Lily makes it known in the book that she sees how hard it is for people who don't have a support system, how thankful she is for her support system, and how much she loves the people around her for supporting her in getting out of that relationship, and that even though she's out of that relationship, she's still having to deal with this person who was abusive toward her. Actually, let me give you my negatives. I have some cons. I did give this 5 stars because of course, but some things that annoyed me was there was a chapter, literally it was right here at the end. Normally whenever it like is a jump to a period of time, it says like 6 months later or something like that, just so that you kind of have an idea of the time frame, because typically, like, unless the whole book is jumping back and forth between different time frames, we go from like a month and a half into dating to 6 months into dating, and it was like there was not really a, what's the word I'm looking for, there wasn't a good transition. I feel like just saying 6 months later at the top up here would have made all the difference. And then at the end of another chapter, again, like epilogue. If it would have said epilogue, it would have made more sense, but it didn't. It just looked like another chapter. I do love the way that it ended. I thought it was very, very nice, very cute. It had me smiling. I am annoyed that I did not tab anything in this book, because I did underline some things. I highlighted a couple things, but I don't really feel like they're relevant unless you're like reading the whole book, and I don't want to have to explain the whole scene. But there is one scene that I underlined, feel like I need to read, because I feel like it does a really good job of kind of taking the whole book, and it does a good job of summarizing like the main theme of this book. And obviously it's a love story, it's a romance, but I feel like it's a book about love, and not just romantic love. It's a book about platonic love and parent-child relationship love. It's about friendship love. It's about just like feeling love in general, and not just being in love with someone or having a romantic relationship with someone. So it says, Lily, I had gone my whole life not knowing what love felt like. And he goes to explain that like, I didn't have the love of a mother and son should have, or a father and son, or a sibling, and until you, I had never spent that kind of time with anyone anyone unrelated to me. So there's that. And I hope that love has been seeping slowly into him so that it doesn't hit him all at once like it did me. And I think that it's important to talk about love in a non-romantic way. And I feel like the whole book is just Alice saying like, I didn't feel love from anybody in my whole life. And the title, It Starts With Us, I really enjoyed finding like there was a part where I don't want to give too much away, but there's a part where someone says that this story, it starts with you and me, and it has nothing to do with Lily and Alice. And I think it's just important for us to look at relationships in our lives and see where we need to cut people out, where we need to cherish relationships, where we need to take care of people. It also shows sibling love in here, which is really, really cute. And I also love that we got to know Alice's character a little bit better, more from his perspective and not just Lily's. So those were all of my thoughts. I'm sure I'll have more thoughts later, but I did just finish it. I really enjoyed this book, and truthfully, it was not what I was expecting at all, but I'm very, very happy with it. And I think that everyone who, if you loved It Ends With Us, you are going to love this one. So I'd highly recommend checking it out. I know that the first print of this book had like 2 million prints or something like that, which is absolutely insane. But I do think that this book is going to deserve the hype that it gets, especially if you liked It Ends With Us or any of her other books. So now it's time to go put this on my shelf.